Justice Ventures International focuses on fighting slavery in India and China. These countries have rich cultural histories and growing economies, but sadly they are also leaders in the number of persons enslaved worldwide. We partner with local organizations to bring freedom, justice, and restoration to those suffering from bonded labor, the largest form of modern-day slavery, and sex trafficking, the most horrific form of modern-day slavery. We strengthen the internal justice capacity of these key local engines of change while helping them to forge external relationships with the government at the local, state, and central level.
It's been an incredible journey for us to work hand in hand with Justice Ventures International.
We've enjoyed being in partnership with them as we've sought to bring freedom to women who've been trapped into prostitution.
I believe we're at the tipping point for change. Working with partners like Justice Ventures International, IJM is seeing growing numbers of people rescued from slavery, and they're offered a chance for a new life and freedom. No longer will violent oppression be the normal, but freedom and justice instead.
And through partnership with JVI and other effective, dedicated anti-slavery organizations, this is what allows for the fight against slavery to actually be effective and actually be sustainable over time. Through JVI's training and equipping of local organizations to take on the fight against slavery, JVI is bringing justice and freedom and restoration for the poor and the oppressed in Asia.
Will you join us in this continuing fight to abolish modern-day slavery?
Modern-day slavery is one of the most pressing and problematic issues, I think, facing the world today.
Bonded labor looks something like this. A poor family is lured into a small loan, maybe just a few dollars or $100. But over time, they realize that this money advanced to them could never be repaid, that they are to live and work in slavery forever.
Justice Ventures International fights modern-day slavery through partnership. We do this in 4 ways: through legal casework, through human rights training, through advocacy, and through strengthening freedom businesses.
One of the partners that JVI works with is Salambolic Trust in Delhi. We not only plan the rescues with them, but perhaps more importantly, they provide the aftercare for the victims that are rescued. Another partner that we highly value is the New India Evangelistic Association. NIEA operates orphanages, they operate hospitals, they provide a support role to the communities where they're located.
Working with Salambolic Trust and NIEA, we are seeing real change in the fight against slavery. For example, in Delhi, when an informant disclosed over 40 children were trapped in bonded labor, we mobilized with local authorities to enter the facilities. Upon arrival, we discovered more than 43 boys of various ages forced to work in highly toxic, inhumane conditions. Together, we rescued these child bonded laborers and placed them in aftercare homes. Prashant, one of the boys in front, testified that they were forced to work 12-hour days, 7 days a week. Shortly thereafter, JVI, NIEA, and government officials launched a rescue mission in rural India. We sought to free 3 men trapped in multi-generational bonded labor. Durnath Das toiled in an agricultural field, laboring for years, still trying to pay off a $180 loan taken by his grandfather. These 3 men used to know a life filled only with slavery and debt. Today, they have new hope, and so do their wives and children.
JVI is now working closely with public prosecutors to make sure that these perpetrators are held accountable for these acts of injustice, bringing hope, freedom and restoration to hundreds of those like Prashant and Durnath.
Millions of women and children from all over India are victims of sex trafficking. Very often, these girls are tricked into going to the cities with people who promise them jobs, people who promise them a better life. They realize that there is no way out and there's no hope. Very little of the money actually goes back to their families. They are assaulted, they are raped, and forced into prostitution. So JVI has chosen to work in Calcutta to be actually active in the red light district, working with Free Set, which offer women a way out of commercial sex, a way in which they can support themselves and their families and still maintain their self-dignity and their respect.
For a number of years now, we've been partnering with Justice Ventures International as we've sought to bring freedom to women who've been trapped into prostitution, particularly in Calcutta. But as we move forward into the future, we're going to be working together in a place called Murshidabad, where Free Set has established a hub, a business incubator that will seek to establish new freedom businesses. But you know, business in itself doesn't provide holistic freedom, and we need JVI's help because they provide human rights services and advocacy, they provide business legal help for us, they provide a whole lot of services that when you put them together with Free Set, there's wonderful opportunity for choice and for freedom.
Will you join us in this fight? Through partnership at the local and global level, and with God's help, we can ensure that justice rolls on like a river, washing away this tragic and horrific practice of modern-day slavery.